But the problems that have come from that is like, and AI is also completely submissive to whatever you want it to be, and it won't challenge you. And that's also the problem with making it your therapist, is it
Mm-hmm.
won't ever really challenge you the way a real life in person therapist will.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, so if young boys are having like an AI girlfriend and then they get a real life girlfriend, whoever challenges them about anything, they're like, what the fuck is this?
First of all, why are you talking?
Yeah.
I didn't even ask you a question.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Two Stand Up Gals. I'm your co-host, Erica Spira.
And I am your other co-host, Teresa De Gaetano. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everyone. So we're pre-recording this bad boy. This is going to come out while we're still on our Ireland trip.
That will be Erica and I spending night 6, 7, and 8 together. No, longer than that. We're what, 8 nights, 9 days.
Yeah, having a great time with the group of gals.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing the beautiful cliffs of Moher, Dingletown, wherever we are, Aran Islands. I forget the exact.
Dingletown.
Dingletown.
That sounds like Urinetown, a Broadway musical. Dingletown, the story of two girls going to Ireland where they don't get any sun, and it does look like it's rain in the forecast. Like today, it's a little sunny here, and I'm like, better soak it all in. You're gonna lose all this tan for the summer, girl.
Yes. Sorry, and sorry for our little hiatus, as I've already apologized for. When it rains, it pours. I had to move. I got sick, threw off the recording schedule, so we're on a backtrack, racking them up again. We're back on our schedule. Sorry, everybody. If you want it to be better, sponsor the pod or join the Patreon, so we have a little bit more help with the show.
I agree.
Okay,
I'm doing
the
the best we
Patreons are
can.
still coming out. We're doing our best. We're doing our best.
We're human. That's why sometimes I do like ChatGPT, because it's like, you are human. Do not beat yourself up. And I'm like, thank you, ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. Okay, so I found this out. There's a thing called Riz GPT. Have you heard about this?
No.
Dude, a guy friend of mine was talking to me about it as if like, how do you not know about this? I'm like, because I'm somebody that like I really never use AI stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's two ends of the spectrum. It feels like people are either using AI all the time for every single little thing or kind of a never. And I'm a little bit in the never of like, I just haven't really downloaded it. It's not like right on my phone. So I haven't, I don't know, succumbed to it.
Mm-hmm.
Where other people, like I heard this story, somebody used it to write like the note that you just like sign someone's little like wedding book thing. They're like, real quick, just let me ask ChatGPT. And it's like, for your friend's wedding thing, you couldn't just think like, congratulations,
Love
much
you
love and
lots.
happiness to you, lots of love. Like, let me ask the robot. Hold on, what should I say?
Oh, that's hilarious. They couldn't even like. I'm just curious what ChatGPT said on that one.
I don't know. Should I do a quick Goog? Should I do a quick?
Sure. I will say ChatGPT.
Is it bad that I Google ChatGPT? How do I get to it? How do I get to the
Well,
ChatGPT?
it looks like I'll get. Well, your other co-host has it on her phone, so let me just pull it up here. And certain things, they're like, do you want to write a letter? Would you like this more in your words? And that is funny. And then I did ask something that I was like, I want a man's perspective on this because I was curious. And it was like, let's take it from a man's perspective. And I did show one of my favorite bar customers, Nick. I think Nick is 70. We introduced him to ChatGPT Friday at the bar, and he was like, this is great. What else did it say? A whole tutorial on it. So let me just start a new one here. What should I say? What should I write?
Is it because it's like, I guess here's where ChatGPT makes sense to me. It feels like we finally got an accurate Ask Jeeves. I remember the Ask Jeeves back in the day. You'd ask a question and it's like it never understood what you were asking. because it was in the great form of like I could literally ask it as if I was asking a friend, but Ask
Mhm.
Jeeves would always kind of just be like, "Por qué?" Like it was like as if you were asking someone that didn't fucking speak English, like it never got it. And then when Google came out, it was like, oh, finally Google gets it. But it still was like you couldn't form it like you were just asking a question to a friend. Now ChatGPT seems like, oh, finally I can just ask it a question like it is my friend and it answers like a human. And I'm like, is that why we like ChatGPT? Because it's as if we're literally interacting with a human.
Well, this is what ChatGPT said. A message in a wedding guest book is your chance to share something warm, heartfelt, or even a little playful with the couple as they begin their life together. Here's a simple guide to help you tailor your message depending on your tone. Number one, classic and heartfelt. Wishing you a lifetime of love, laughter, and endless happiness. Your love is inspiring, and I'm so honored to witness the start of this beautiful journey. Wow. Personal and sentimental. Watching your love grow has been a joy. I can't wait to see all the chapters you'll write together. Here's to growing old, side by side, with laughter lines and heartful hearts.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like
Wow.
if I wrote either of these, my friend would be like, Erica used fucking AI. This isn't
Yeah,
her
this is
voice.
not.
This was not a human.
This one says lighthearted and sweet, which I don't think this is lighthearted. Marriage is a journey best traveled with a sense of humor, patience, and snacks. Wishing you all the love and snacks in the world. Short and elegant. Two beautiful souls, one incredible journey. Congratulations and all my love. These are
Oh my
not.
god.
This is a lot. Like,
Can you reply to it? Can you make it more human? None of these are human to me.
can you make it more real? I don't want to say human. Actually, what would be great? Absolutely. Let's make it real. Oh, this is great. This is even better. Here we go. Real warm and sincere. Marriage isn't always easy, but when it's with the right person, it's worth everything. I hope you hold each other close through the good and the hard. Keep laughing when things feel heavy and never stop choosing each other. You're both lucky, and so is everyone who gets to witness your love. Wow.
Okay. Well, yeah, better, but it's still
That was a lot. This is a lot. If you want something brief but still deep, what you have is rare. Real love, real effort, real commitment. Hold on to it with both hands and never forget why you started. I'm so
oh my
happy for you
god.
both. Now, I would like to write one as the jaded 40 something year old at the wedding. Cheers, bitches. Thanks for the open bar.
Oh, it does feel weird to give any piece of advice if you are single and not married or
Yeah.
barely married. If you like are only married a year and you're gonna
Mhm.
write advice to your friend who got married right after you, what are you gonna say? I don't. The hold on makes sense. Just like I don't know, buddy, hold on.
Wilson Phillips starts playing in the back. Hold on for one more day. Um, or like, hey, I'm sorry there wasn't any single guys at this wedding, but best of luck to you. Thank you. Just I don't even know what to say anymore. I was actually talking about this at work. One of our bar customers, they got engaged and they're very cute. They already live together. They have a dog. It's the next thing that's gonna
The next
happen,
phase.
the next phase, and my coworker is 50, and he lives with his girlfriend, but I was like, "Yeah, I couldn't I wouldn't be wearing a Mrs. Such and Such robe." Like, that is something that I have aged out of at my age.
Mm.
There's not gonna be like, a Mrs. Like, no, like, the silky robes or I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna be doing that, and would
I mean,
you do that?
I do find the robe cute, but I think I understand what you mean. It's more I think in general, so much wedding stuff is over the top now that it's just
Mhm.
out of control. That you're like, it's more asking yourself, how out of control will I be come that day? How much am I gonna get into the memorabilia and the pics and the da da da? And you like pics, you like your pics, T.
Oh, I love a
But
pic.
I understand you've been a bridesmaid so many times that I think it's more. I've done the robe shot, and it's like I get the slippers, I get the robe gifted as a bridesmaid, and I'm like, I was in that thing for 2 seconds. That I'm more like,
Mhm.
is it really worth buying the robe for everybody? The picture's 2 seconds. The getting ready is always chaos. That I'm like, I just want a chill get ready time
Mhm.
personally, and I don't want a million bridesmaids. But I think I'll invite friends to kind of just be around for some chit chat and hanging. I think
What's
is more
really
my vibe.
funny, well, you're gonna get to see some pajamas that I got last summer when I was a bridesmaid. I'm bringing them.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're
I love a
nice.
cute pajama set. I would
I
reuse
do
those.
really I love these pajamas, but I also realized we're gonna be gone for, like, 8 nights, so I brought more pajamas because
Yeah.
'cause I'm at that point in my life, I'd be sweating. I mean, so you can keep that thermostat cold, Erica. I'm gonna get up to pee, I'm sweating. Whew. But that no, I do like my picks, that is for sure. It is so funny too because I don't really like getting ready around people. I get ready at the gym, like I get ready after
Mhm.
class, but I don't really like talking when I'm getting ready. So it is interesting, like people in and out, and I'm like, could everyone just please be quiet? I'm trying to get ready. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I think it depends what you need. Like I saw some TikTok. It was so funny to me. It was this bride and whatever she wrote on it was like, shout out to like my bridesmaids and, hair and makeup who let me play my music to like keep my nerves calm. And she was playing like the most obnoxious, dirty rap music. And it was like that in that moment was what she needed to calm her nerves.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's like you don't know what you're gonna need or want that day.
Mhm.
And maybe you think you want a bunch of people, and then you might be like, actually, everybody get out. Everybody get
Yeah,
out.
we could
I
just
need
go.
quiet. I need quiet. I just want one person here. Or you might be texting people like, actually, can you just come in? Can you just come in and sit, but be quiet or whatever? You don't know what you need. But like, yeah, the culture overall, and I think it's just social media has made everything so over the top
Mhm.
that I'm just like, do I want any of this anymore? I don't
I
know.
don't even know. I mean, I love a white dress, but it might just be me up there. It's just yeah, it's just gonna be me, everybody. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. And then I'll take
Like
as
you
many
mean no bridesmaids? Sorry, is that what you
mm,
mean, or do you mean what do you mean by that?
yeah, I don't know if I want bridesmaids. I mean, first of all, I gotta find a groom. And
That's what, to be honest. I was like, do you mean I'm marrying myself, or do you mean no bridesmaids? What do you mean by it's just gonna be me up there?
I'm not gonna make anybody really wear a dress. I'm like, we're gonna have a witness or whatever we're gonna do.
Yeah,
Take a trip. I don't know. Like, I just can't imagine planning a whole to do. But
no,
that's
I
just
get
me.
that.
Yeah. So we just sorry. We got on the runaway train there with the old weddings. Um,
I mean, I'm here. I'm always here for the runaway train.
I do.
It's like it's wedding season right now. Everybody's going through the whole wedding season.
Yeah.
But by the time you're the last one of your group of friends, you're like, yeah, just a maid of honor is fine, and she can wear
Mm-hmm.
whatever she wants.
You're like, "Whatever you want. Whatever you want, pantsuit, like, whatever you want, like, it's
Yeah.
fine." Like, we're gonna have some I do see why people like the nice pictures. I mean, yes, but it's more like my pictures, it's like, if everyone could just leave, I'll just be doing solo pictures. I'm gonna try not to be too bad on this trip with how many pictures I take. I'm gonna try my best. So we'll see. So
That's
I
so
think that's
funny.
hilarious that they ChatGPT did. But what's ChatGPT Riz?
Oh, so the Riz GBT. So it's like ChatGPT has a million different forms or whatever that you can buy and subscribe to. So my friend has this Riz GPT, and it's specifically designed for dating apps. So a
Okay.
few things you can do with it. You can screenshot someone's dating profile, send it to Riz GBT. It will give you a full synopsis of their profile. So he did that to mine, and it was quite fascinating. I'm not gonna lie, and it was quite flattering to me that I felt kind of impressed. Where I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, thank you
Good.
so much." Okay, like it gave a little synopsis. I'll read it. I'll read it to the pod. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do a little brag here, a little brush of the shoulder. Erica comes across as confident, witty, and well rounded. She's got a great mix of intelligence, humor, and adventure in her profile. Here's the vibe she gives off, and it like fully breaks this down: fun and social, witty and smart, active and adventurous, foodie and culture enthusiast, a little quirky. And then it gives descriptions for each of those. Like she's into concerts, live music, and basketball. So she likely enjoys being out and about.
Ooh.
The witty and smart. Her bio has humor. Like the mitochondria joke
What's
and
your joke?
personality. So like it was Bumble where you kind of freestyle a bio. So I'm like writing whatever, and then at one point I just write the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell as one sentence. And then right after that I write, do men even read this? Question mark. Because a lot of times they don't read it.
Hmm.
But to be honest, that is the number one thing I would get messages about of men being like, oh, I actually really found that mitochondria thing funny because it's such a I remember in school being like, it's one of the one things they like nail in your head in fucking bio all the time. I don't know. I very much made it a on the fly whatever thing. But
Oh,
I was like, oh
hold
wow,
on.
Riz GBT even got my
Hold on
joke.
1 second. I have to chat GBT. What is mitochondria?
Watch it say it's the powerhouse of the cell. It's
I
the
actually don't know
powerhouse
what
of
it
the
is.
cell.
I'm sorry. It's the I
Oh
don't even know
really?
how to spell it. We're just gonna when you were like in bio, I was like, you lost me. You lost me.
Oh, it's when you're learning the parts of the cell.
Mm. We took a strand of my hair and put it under the microscope back in like high school, and my buddy Isaac at the time was with me, and I had the thickest like strand. It was like a fat piece of hair, and I was like, that was a thick strand of hair. Side note, just
Listen, bio had some fun times. Okay, I was a little nerdy. Anyway, so it does all these, and then you could select give me some opening lines. So this is really where the Riz GBT comes in. And it gives you like different options. So it was like, okay, we'll give you some playful and witty lines that you can open
mm,
with, or then personalized and thoughtful, or flirty and engaging. And it gives you like several different things you can do to reply. So like playful and witty, um, it could say like, this is listen, I'm not saying it's good, but it's like giving people ways to open. So the mitochondria one it gave for playful and witty says the mitochondria may be the powerhouse of the cell, but I have a feeling you're the powerhouse of a good time. Which you're like,
ooh,
okay.
ooh, I like it.
But here it had a pretty good one about the Knicks because I had something about go Knicks at the very end or whatever. And it said, so for personalized and thoughtful, it said, move from NYC. Be honest. Are you a Knicks fan because you love them or because suffering builds character? That's actually pretty funny. Or it had this one: cold plunging, cooking, Knicks fan. You're either a thrill seeker or a glutton for punishment. Which one is it? And I'm like, that's actually also pretty clever in terms of thoughtfuler things from someone's profile.
That's very well written.
Right? That's actually not bad. For ones that are not bad, I'm like, all right, you want to go for something off someone's profile? Pretty good. This one, okay, I had something about pickleball. If I beat you in pickleball, do I win a homemade meal or just bragging rights? Not bad for their flirty or engaging, right?
Mhm.
Again, I'm not saying these are overall like the best things in the world, but he was talking to me like, you don't know about Riz GBT? I was like, buddy, I barely know about regular GBT, whatever the fuck situation. So that was like one day I was with my friend. Then fast forward though, I'm talking to him. He was like, oh, I got like banned from like the dating apps I was on. I was like, what did you do? He's like, I don't know. I didn't do anything. And I was like, do you think it's because you're using like the Riz GBT stuff? Do you think it like senses that you're using
Mhm.
whatever, AI to like decipher profiles and send messages? He's like, do you really think that's it? And I was like, I don't know, dude. If you're like getting banned for no reason and you're not doing anything wrong, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like I was like, I don't know if that's like a true thing, or I'm curious if anybody's like heard of dating apps now banning if anyone's using AI to use them at all.
And he has no
But
idea why he's getting banned.
that's what he claims. But I'm like, because I'm like, he's not like a creepy dude from what I know, or
Mhm.
especially like any of those lines. I'm like, even if they're like a little cheesy, I'm like, they're not creepy.
I wonder. That's interesting. Well, I was just going to say if someone is using that, they're not their genuine self. Like, not that
Right.
anybody necessarily is when you're online dating. Like, there's filters for your face and body and all that. But like, you're copying and pasting AI like into it. That's not your genuine response. So then you meet the person and you're like, you're not witty at all. Why is your phone
Yeah.
out the entire date? Like, what? Why are you? Oh, are you trying to chat GBT your answer? Like, I wonder if they can. I have no idea. This is the first time hearing of this Riz GBT. I just found out
Right.
what Riz meant like a year ago. But
Because I don't know about you, but what would bother me more, I wouldn't bother me so much if a guy used this to like, whatever, decipher my profile, uses it to come up with an opener, to open the
Mhm.
conversation, to try to give something that they'll get more responses to starting. Because I'm like, yeah, that's the hardest part is how do you start this combo, say something that gets someone's attention. They might feel like, I get this many matches, but no responses. Fine. Here's where it would bother me was if you do that, not to start, but to continue on a conversation and you're doing it for the full combo. That's
Mhm.
where it would bother me more so. And I think my friend was doing that for like the whole time to keep things going and interesting. That's where I would have an issue for it.
The whole time he's not that normal of a dude then. Like, stop using that for the entire conversation. I'm wondering if
Yeah.
I know this person.
No, you've never met him.
Okay. 'Cause I was like, "Yeah, you gotta not just be yourself. Have a conversation that's yourself and not yeah, not a fake,
Right?
not a robot."
But then also, so this is fascinating that I found out about this. There is this app now, and I think it might only be in New York at the time being, that now is basically using AI to match you, like it's a matchmaker called Sitch, Sith.
Okay.
And my friend invited me to do it. And this one does cost money to join. I think it's like $100, and you're guaranteed to get maybe like 4 matches
Okay.
total. And it uses AI to like fully match you with whoever. So you answer a lot of questions. So it has like a barrier to entry that's a lot higher than other dating apps. So it's supposed to be like all people that really want to meet someone. And the match though is like, okay, we've through AI matched you with whoever. And on both ends, you both have to say yes. And so my friend's been on it for a couple months, and it's like very, very new. And I think it only is in New York, and you have to get like invited to it to use it. So what's funny is when I was in town for my birthday, she invited me to it, but I didn't join because I was like, oh, it's only in New York for now. Maybe I'll see if it pops up in LA. But now that I'm moving back, I'm like, oh, maybe I will join because it's kind of designed to be like for people that want to meet people but don't want to sit and sift on an app
Mhm.
forever. So she was like, she finally had a few people she did say yes to, but it didn't end up being a match because I guess the other person didn't say yes. But she was like,
Oh.
hey, it's like spend $100, and if you eventually go on X number of dates. But what's nice is like everybody's busy. New York is the we're all busy town. So she's like, oh, if I eventually go on whatever number of dates and it's $100 over like, let's say a year, she's like, that doesn't feel like so much money, maybe as opposed to using a matchmaker that's like thousands of dollars. I don't know. But what's interesting is like people are not against using AI in that way. That you're like,
Right.
okay, have the app match me with people. And she said it was like, I don't know how many questions, but she said like it took a while to like fully make her profile and answer. It sounded almost like more like an OK Cupid of like the amount of questions they made you answer to even like
Mhm.
make the thing, or like a match.com. But the Riz GBT I found interesting. So I'm like, I feel like men in general are using AI more than women, and I might be wrong with that, but especially in like a dating app sense.
Well, then at some point, it's like if you don't even know what to say to write in a wedding card, like, "Congratulations, you 2," like,
That
what?
that was a woman though, but yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah, that
She
was.
just didn't know what to say? Like, does she listen to the
Yeah,
pod? Because I don't wanna rip on her, but,
no, she
like
doesn't. It was like
okay.
a clip I saw, but you know what it is? I feel like maybe in both cases, it's when anxiety pops up and you're like, I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Mhm.
I want success. It's either like I want this to be a really successful moment or a anxiety moment that you're like, I don't want to say the wrong thing and I'm worried. What should I say? And it's like you have too many thoughts. And the beauty of a chat GBT is like it can, make a summary of when you're like, how do I get started? It can make you a first draft.
Mhm.
Or it's a situation you're like, I have 3 seconds, I gotta sign this book. What do you got? Because like I mean, you put it in ChatGPT. I was like, okay, I would not copy any of these word for word.
Yeah.
But that's when I feel it's so obvious when you're like, someone clearly copied this word from word from a fucking robot and did not edit it at all. Is mind blowing to me.
Well, then I wonder how many, like, people are using it for punchlines. Like,
Ugh,
"Hey, I need
buddy.
this punchline for a joke." I haven't done that, but I was like, "Oh, yeah, stuck on a joke where I need a punchline." I don't know. I've used it for more like, I've deciphered some text on there. I've, to see what ChatGPT has said, and,
Hmm.
so I don't know, but the Riz is interesting. That's wow. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Or I was talking to some of my like family members that run their own business, and they will use it with like helping with like sending emails and this and
Yes.
that, and they use the paid version, so it like knows them and they teach it how to
Mhm.
write in their own voice, this and that. And I was talking to them about like because they have younger kids, and I was like, do your kids like use AI and what do they use it for, this and that? And I said like, there's such a rise in two things. using AI as like therapists,
Yep.
and also in like, especially young boys, like AI girlfriends. And my one cousin said, "Oh, I can definitely see how that happens because her AI she uses for her work has been also very complimentary to her and said something to her the other day of like, oh, I can tell you're just a really beautiful person." And she said she talked back to it being like, how do you know I'm a beautiful person? Like, you don't know what I look like. And it was like, oh, I could just like tell by like this, and that, and whatever. And I said, I was like, well, that's the other thing is it's like when women have an AI boyfriend, it literally is like through like the texting communicating. I was like, but when men do it, they pay for the version that like will make a visual and it will be like the visual AI speaking to them. I was like,
Oh.
because with AI, you could literally make it whatever you want it to be. But the problems that have come from that is like, and AI is also completely submissive to whatever you want it to be and it won't challenge you. And that's also the problem with making it your therapist is it
Mhm.
won't ever really challenge you the way a real life in person therapist will.
Mhm.
I was like, so if young boys are having like an AI girlfriend and then they get a real life girlfriend who ever challenges them about anything, they're like, what the fuck is this?
First of
This
all,
is-
why are you talking?
yeah.
I didn't even ask you a question. Why isn't her? Wasn't that movie about that? We were talking about AI at work when I was teaching my buddy Nick. Her wasn't that movie based on that with like Scarlett
Yeah.
Johansson or something? Yeah.
He like falls in love with AI, basically, is the movie.
Oh
Yeah.
man, oh gosh, this world we live in. It's like the
Right?
new catfishing, like, but it's a
It
whole
is.
nother, like, there's no one back there. There's no one on the other side of it. Like,
But it was interesting because she was sitting there like, and she just thought about it. She was like, oh, I can totally see how easily that can happen, especially with
mhm,
young boys. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I'm
mhm,
getting compliments from my AI and I just use it to help me with fucking emails. So I was like, yeah. But then the weird flip side, like even with, your customer who's like older or whatever,
mhm,
or any people that are older and maybe widowed, there is this like kind of bright plus side of like loneliness. And if someone talking to an AI a little bit does make them a little less lonely, you're kind of like, well, I guess that is nice,
mhm,
So there is this weird balance that you're like, it is helpful and nice on some level if it helps with a loneliness epidemic in a way.
mhm.
But then on the other side, we're like, but it's also sad.
Yeah,
Then that
it's
removes motivation for people
you
to
still
have
got to
human
get out.
interaction.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to get out and still meet. It's not, it doesn't replace social interaction with actual human beings.
Right.
And people might be using it to replace that, but you still need actual humans. So it's very interesting, this world we live in. It's just very, because I even like to meet people like the old fashioned way, just like in a bar. No, but like in person, or like,
Mm-hmm.
you can, but online, and then like you can Google them, and then you know too much about people at times, but then you find out stuff that they haven't told you. And then you're like, oh, well, you probably should have told me this. Like, oh, it's just, and you wonder why we all have issues trusting. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's really hard to just like trust. I was telling Erica this, off recording, but like, I just had someone yesterday ask me if they could like use my Zelle to Zelle somebody money and then they would pay me cash. I'm like, no, no, like
Yeah.
we're
No.
not dating, like we're not friends like that. Like, no, what do you know? And that was somebody I met off one of the dating apps. And I was even like retelling the story to like last night to my brother-in-law and my sister who are visiting New York. And they left, but they were here for the weekend. And how like I went on that coffee date and like the dude didn't even pay for the coffee. And my brother-in-law was like, well, how did this go about? So I had to reenact with the check presenter being presented. And he was like, I don't even really know what to say to that. He didn't even offer like here. I was like, no, just let me
Yeah.
pay for it. And I was like, yeah, for me, that is a turnoff. And he did actually text me like after that, like in May, I think he was like, Teresa. And that's all he wrote. And I was like, no, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, my brother and sister-in-law were visiting though. And it is funny. The older that you get, I think like people come to New York and you're like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And they came to the bar I work at was great. And then we went and ate. They stayed at the what was it called? Empire Hotel that has a great rooftop, big, beautiful
Oh,
views. It's really nice, very
is
nice
that
up
the
there.
one that's by Lincoln Square?
Yes, right across from Lincoln
Okay.
Center.
I saw it on your story. I was like, "Well, this is very pretty." I
Oh
was wondering where you
yeah.
were.
I was like, oh, they had a pool, but it was like a tiny little sliver of a pool, and like kids were splashing. So you know how I feel about that. But the rooftop was like really nice to go have a cocktail, and they're open like all year round because part of it's enclosed. But it was great. They came to my apartment, and then of course my brother-in-law had to see the topless photo. Topless painting was
Oh,
in full
yes.
effect. My sister was like, "You couldn't have taken it down." I was like, "No, it's heavy. Just it's fine.
Where's
It's
it gonna
fine."
go?
Yeah,
We're in
I
an
was like,
apartment.
"It's just here now. It's just," and
It's
he
a
was like,
cartoon.
yeah, it's what'd you say?"
It's like a cartoon. It's not literally me. It's,
It's supposed to be me, but it's
it's realistic-ish. That's what I meant. It's a nice painting, but you're like, it's not. I get her side, but I also get the other side. That's like, it's not.
I know. My sister was like, "They really made your boobs real perky. He really made your boobs perky." And I was like I mean, they're not that bad, okay?
Yeah.
So, but and then I was like, "Do you want to go down to like Ground Zero? Do you want to see the 9/11 memorial?" He's like, "Yeah, but no." But no. So we just like walked
Yeah.
around Central Park a little bit, got pizza at Patsy's, walked them back. They chilled. I got a mani pedi, came back, we did a little rooftop, did a little Rosa Mexicano. And then they left today, walked around a little bit. Like, they're like, it was great. We had the best time. I was like, okay. Like, no one really has to go hard, I guess. And they were like, I don't really want to get back on the subway. I was like, okay, then we will stay. Luckily, I'm in a nice neighborhood, or like there's things to do and things to see. But yeah, I was like, okay, well, that was nice. I didn't know if I was going to be running all around the city on a Sunday. And a Sunday, trains are all types of messed up in the city.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
that was nice. Yeah. So that is something that does happen. I noticed where it's like, I'm good. We're great. We're just chilling. So,
Yeah. I've also, I'm like, I don't even know if it's a age thing. Maybe it is, where you're like, yeah, it's just who I'm with. I
mm-hmm.
don't need to do all the extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, we're hanging out. Wherever we go is where the party is.
Yep.
I want the food to be good. I want my chair to be comfortable. It's hot. I want AC. I'm good.
When they did walk up here, because now she has my location services on from when we all went to the beach. So it was kind of cool because I could see where she was. And I was like, they're getting closer. Okay, you gotta put some clothes on. You were cleaning your apartment. You gotta go.
Hmm.
And like they got here, and my brother-in-law just sat like right in front of the air conditioner for a while. And he was like, I'm good here for a while. I'm good for a minute. I was like, okay. All right.
Yeah,
So canceled my Paramount Plus. Couldn't figure out how to do that one. Figured it out. I was like, yay. And so yeah, it was good. It's been a busy travel, and then this will come out, and then we're gonna be in Ireland. So got, I think, packed for that.
exactly.
And yeah. So how has it been being back, Erica? How was the move?
I mean, it's been nice. I've only been back for like 3 full days. Really, it's I mean, this has always been like a second home to me.
Hmm.
It's being down here, and like all my cousins were down and everything. It's like peak season. That I was like, oh yeah, it is nice. It's nice being down here, and it's
Good.
actually warm. I feel like I'd always end up down here like in the middle of winter,
Uh-huh.
when it was like no one's around. And my girl Talia came and visited with her boyfriend.
They came down and stayed at the house.
No one was here, so I was like, anybody want to come? I hit up a couple friends, like who's around, who's in town, who can come. So Talia and her boyfriend came. But it's the same thing where it was like we went to the beach a couple hours,
Uh-huh.
got ready, went to dinner, walked to dinner, walked the boardwalk, got some ice cream, came home, sat on the couch chilling. We all like passed out on the couch.
Yeah. Where'd you go to
Quiet time.
dinner?
Oh, we went to the good little lobster roll place. Delicious. Had a
I'm
lobster,
gonna do
but
that
like
when I come.
simple lobster roll. Walk to the
I
boardwalk.
still haven't had a lobster roll this season.
Oh, I
And I
know.
love that boardwalk. Love it. Love it. Well, I'm just so excited to have you back.
I know. It's nice to be back. It's nice to be back.
Good.
Didn't you have something about the nail salon you wanted to say?
Oh my gosh. So
I
I got my
forgot.
nails done. That's right. And so I was just kind of zoning out. I was tired when I went in. I don't know if you ever walk into a nail salon in New York City, because there's a lot. Actually, there's not a lot of nail salons everywhere. Even in my small hometown, there's like 8. But
Mhm.
I walked into one and I didn't get a good read. Kind of didn't get a good vibe from it because I was like, "Well, how long is the wait?" And they were like, "5 or 10 minutes, have a seat. Pick a color, have a seat." And I'm like, "It's probably going to be 20 minutes and I'm not going to stay." Like that is what I've learned the hard way. No,
Mm.
no. So I kept walking and then I found a place where there was a bunch of people that were employees just kind of hanging around. So I was like, "Can I get a mani pedi at the same time?" And they were like, "Yes." It's going to be $5 more. I was like, I can do that.
Yeah. Like,
I was
I'm
like,
in.
yes, because let's bang it out. Because I don't like sitting there too long. So it's very peaceful. I was very tired and I was just kind of sitting there decompressing. And nobody was really talking in there at this point. And these two women come in and then they just start talking. Not that they were super loud, but they were loud enough that the ladies that were working there and I exchanged glances, kind of like, we're learning a lot.
Social hour.
And I loved my little lady Amy. Her and I were just doing a nonverbal communication of a lot of smiles. And so, also, if there's anybody you should ever over tip, it's the people at the nail salon. Like they
Oh,
are
yeah.
getting down and dirty. Like they deserve 30%. Like they really like you. That's a hard job, very hard job. So these two ladies are talking, and it was like, I started thinking about it, like, I know you're there with your friend, but how much should you be sharing at the nail salon around everybody? Like, everyone can hear your conversation. I learned about she's dating a new guy and she doesn't know about like if he's going to have his kids for Labor Day and it's up in the air. She doesn't always agree with where his stocks and bonds are going, but they're going to figure that out.
Oh,
Um it just as an like I felt like I was a child listening to two adults have a conversation, and then I realized, "Oh, you're an adult too." And it just felt their conversation just felt very like I just sat there like, "Oh god, I don't wanna deal with any of this." Like, "Oh god." Like, I don't know, like, how do you feel about that when people are talking like that, like and it's quiet in there, but, like, I'm like, "Hey, what do you wanna say?" Like, I lower my voice to kinda have, like, a lower conversation.
yeah, my question was like, well, first impression was just like, well, very New York. New York
Yes.
really is the place. Like, I felt like that when I first moved there. That I'd be like, wow, these people are really talking about this, and I'm right here. And then you just realize, like, oh, this is just a place you are always right next to people and always around people, and you just kind of learn like, well, if you want to talk to your friends, someone's always listening.
Mhm.
So you kind of weirdly get over it, but in a place that everyone really can hear you like that, you do feel like, oh, I thought you would tone it down a little.
Yeah, like, keep it more fluffy. I don't know. Not that it was that deep, but I was like, "Oh, okay." Like,
Because my question was like, how long has she been dating the guy? To be like, how do you know? Why do you know about his stocks and bonds?
yeah, I had follow-up questions, and I didn't have my headphones in. I wasn't even pretending, like because there was a lot happening with the hand feet. I needed to be alert because I had to take the foot
Yeah.
from the other foot to the gel. I got the gel for our trip because I wanted to look nice. I didn't wanna be the crusty nail girl on the trip. I was like, "Come on, girl, get your nails done. Try to keep up with Erica." I can't keep up with you, but I try. I'm trying to keep up with the Erica nails, and I don't know. I just certain things like and I also have certain friends that like to bring stuff up. Certain bar customers would do this. They would ask me personal questions in a full bar. And they're like, "So what's going on with you and that guy?" And I'm like, "Hey, why don't you shut up?" Like, I don't know, like it's just a bit There was one
Uh,
customer, she is not no longer with us. Rest very peacefully. Loved her. But like she would do this and I was like, I know the wine's kicking in, but I am not the one drinking. And now you're like asking me personal questions at work
mm,
and I don't want to answer those. Like, yeah. So
no, that's tough.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll be honest with you. I was in the nail salon, and it's like just those two girls and me. I feel like I'd be chiming in. I'd be like, well, I'm here. We're openly talking to everybody. And if I can't like enjoy my podcast or music or whatever, and you're being loud, then I feel like that'd be my way of letting them know it was loud. I'd be like, well, if I'm in the convo, I'm in the convo.
I would love it if you just joined the conversation. That would
I
be a
would
funny
join.
sketch. If you're just sitting there and you're like, "So does he get along with his ex or what's the situation there?" Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
because that'd be my way of letting them know, like, you're being that loud, especially if they're like chairs away, you
Mhm.
know? Like, it's one thing when you're right next to someone, how much can you really be quiet? How much do you really share? But then there's also,
Mhm.
people that just don't give a fuck, that they're like, I don't care.
Then this other woman that was beside me earlier, like I went right beside her. They showed me where to go, and it was right beside this other woman. And I think she's in like her late 60s, but she was saying like her and her husband got back from France, and so she was talking all about the food, and I was kind of cracking up because she goes, "I eat way more than him. I eat a lot more than he does."
Been there.
And she wasn't a big woman by any means, but I was like, "Get after it, Beverly." Like, yeah, go. Like, she was kind of sweet, and she was talking to the other lady who worked there. They were friends, and so I was like, kind of engaging, and so I was just like listening. I was just listening to everyone's conversation. I was like, headphones, I have them, but I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to listen into everybody. Not like when you're on the subway and people are fighting and everyone has their headphones in, but no one has them on. Everyone's just listening to the argument, but everyone's acting like they're not. I do that.
Yeah. I think I'd be more on the side of like, well, then I guess I want to know the gossip a little bit.
Mhm.
I'd be like, how'd you guys meet?
You start doing
Fill me
crowd
in.
work.
I'm one of your friends. Yeah. Practice my crowd work and then
That would be great. I mean, I feel like I do practice my crowd work on like people at the bar, but it's just me making conversation. You know how you said like when you were in LA that you kept running into people that you knew?
Mm-hmm.
Saturday night, I ran into like 3 people I knew in front of my sister and brother-in-law. I ran into Andrew
That's so
Bayroft,
funny.
who's a comic
Oh
at
God, yeah, Andrew.
yeah, at PJ Clark's. I ran into another guy at the one bar that was like, "Teresa, blah blah blah," and I felt bad because I didn't really remember him, but he looks different. He was very attractive too. And I was
Mm.
like, "Oh, he used to come into one of the bars I worked at." Then there was a third person that I was like, "Oh my God, I've run into 3." My sister was like, "You know everybody." I was like, "I don't." But it's like it just happened and it was like and they all were very complimentary towards me, which was very nice. And so
Yeah.
I was like, "Thanks."
Yeah, it makes you feel like, yeah, this is a big city. I'm a big fish in this big city. Like, usually I'm getting ignored and shoved, but glad I gave you that impression. I'm a big dog.
But
Woof,
arf,
woof.
arf. This is a big dog. You know, I usually wear like workout pants leaving the yoga studio. Like I'm in like I've showered, but I'm usually like looking like I'm about to mow the lawn. But today I like had my little shorts and I have this yellow dress on. Okay. Like it's a yellow. It's so different how men, the construction workers look at you
Mm-hmm.
if you're in a dress. Like same, no makeup. I didn't have any makeup on. Like, and I was like, oh,
Oh yeah,
oh, okay.
it's the color
Like
too.
even had the fanny pack on with it and the backpack, but was still trotting along. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Men do love a dress. There's something about like,
And
yeah,
color.
pop a color.
I have a I need to get back into writing more because I've just been so wrapped up in freaking moving stuff and packing that I'm
Mhm.
like I feel like I've been just not really living a life. Um,
You haven't been.
no, I haven't. I feel like I've been like very lame, very basic. I have had a concept for a bit that I need to work on, and unfortunately, is somewhat about dating. But you know, the bits come when they come, guys. You know, a little bit about dating advice. That I feel like there's something there with like the like let it grow dating advice that people say. Have you ever
Oh.
heard this? Like with going out with people and like giving more chances to something of like, you know, not going for the spark and like letting something grow. But there is a thing of like when you watch your friends have like kind of more sparky, right?
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like where they meet someone and they are so excited. And they're like boom, 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 boom. And I feel like the let it grow, the older you get, the less you're like keen to do that though.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? And I've been
Yes.
playing with like an analogy with it
I know the
where
analogy.
what?
I know.
Sorry,
I
I
know
didn't hear what you
one.
said.
I know one.
Oh, okay. What do you got?
It's like when I need to make a bit about this too, but it's like when someone's like, "Oh yeah, that's a great show. You just got to watch 3 wait till you get to the 3rd season. It really gets good at the 3rd season." You're like, "I don't have that much time to watch 3 seasons before it gets good. It's going to get good or it's not going to get good." Like just wait it out. Like when you really seasons 4 and 5, you stuck with this for that long. You stuck with this
Yeah,
for 38 hours of your life you stuck with and then it's okay. Like, I
that
want
is
the
true.
show to be good off the jump. Like, I want
Mhm.
it to be like, "Well, that's a really good show." Like, I'm into it. Not like, "Just stick with it. Stick with it."
Mhm.
Like, and that's what people say about a lot of shows. And I'm like,
And
I don't
books.
and
It's even
books.
worse with books.
I mean,
You're like, "Really? You think I'm gonna make it almost at the end of this book and then it gets good?"
wait till chapter 30. No, thank you. If you don't have me
Oh.
by chapter 1, I'm not. I do judge a book by its cover. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. That is what I do when I go into a
Yeah.
store. That's a pretty cover. I'm gonna buy it. Um,
Yeah, that's why people literally have a job of designing book covers. It's fucking important. Or like the title of a book. Or I mean also movies where they're like, "Well, the twist of the movie is incredible." I'm like, "I got to make it through 2 hours
mhm,
and it's still not over for it to maybe be good." That is a pretty good analogy. You know what's funny though is I was thinking about plants.
mhm,
I think cuz of the grow part that I feel like all my friends went to the plant store and bought a plant. And I go to the plant store and they're like, "How about these seeds?" And I'm like, "Fuck your seeds." No, fuck these seeds. I'm like, "My friend came here and got a plant." And they're like, but you get seeds." I'm like, "Fuck you. Why do I get seeds? I'm
yeah,
34. I don't have time to plant seeds and watch these seeds grow." And my friend has a plant and they're like, "No, but try the seeds. I think you'd like the seeds." I'm like, "Fuck you. You got a whole ass plant." Like it's like that's what it feels like. It feels like everybody else has a plant. And then they're like, "But you get seeds." And you're like, "Fuck you." You just want to flick them off and be like, "Fuck you. Fuck these
yep,
seeds. Stupid ass fucking seeds." But then I was like, maybe there's a twist. This is a very long reach. And I know this bit is not there. But this is one of those like shower thoughts you have. And you're like, this makes sense. And then after you write it down, you're like, does this make any sense? You're like, do I have the skills to pull off this thought? And this is not like all my friends' boyfriends, but it kind of is playing on the trope of like how a lot of men really are like fucking stupid. That like you then visit your friends' houses and the plants. And then you find out you're like, "Wait, that plant can't even feed itself though." And they're like, "Yeah, I gotta fucking water that plant like every day." You're like, "Wow, that plant does suck. Maybe I will try the seeds."
that's
Sorry.
good. That's good. I see that. I see how that comes around. Mhm.
You know what I mean? And that's like, see, this is really where the plant analogy comes in that, like, turns out not all plants are the same. And some you
Yeah.
really never have to water and can take care of themselves. And then other plants almost die if you don't water it enough. Like, but then this is where the problem comes in. I really am not a plant person that I don't know enough about plants. But I feel like it's a perfect analogy that plant people probably fully understand what I'm saying right now. Where like some plants really are a pain in the ass to take care of, and other ones you're like, yeah, you could leave that thing in the dark for days. You could leave it for a month and it doesn't die and it's fine. And that's like a man that really knows how to take care of himself. And then you meet
Mhm.
other people's men and you're like, wow, that literally is a child.
Or then you just get an artificial plant. And then that goes back to AI where you're like you're like, "This is my artificial plant. Just me and my
Uh,
plant. It's my emotional
yeah,
support plant. It's just, yep. It's
yeah,
no, it's true. It's I understand. I know where you were going with that. So,
yeah. But it's I don't know. I don't know if this is like very far fetched or people understand what I'm saying right now. Because the thing is with that advice, I don't disagree with it. And I know I've literally given that advice and whatever, where it's like this whole kind of fuck the spark or da, da, da. There's like several different versions of it. You want a fireplace, not a spark, and however the fuck that analogy goes, that it's like a long warmth, not a short whatever
mhm.
warmth. I don't know. I'm blowing this. Whatever. People know. This used to be a dating pod.
It's a
So
slow
if you
burn.
listened.
The slow burn.
Yes, the slow burn, not the fast.
Yeah. And you
I
do
don't know.
want a slow burn, like then somebody who comes all in hot, 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 and then like boom, fizzles very quickly. Like there is
Yes,
something to
that's
just
why.
kind of
That's why.
taking
Yeah.
the time with it. But you still need to have the spark and the excitement there at the beginning. You still, I think, want to have the butterflies and like the I'm excited to see this person feeling.
That's
Yeah.
more the thing I'm getting at. Is
Mhm.
like seeing the like everybody else still having the excitement. But it does I feel like it does equate to like if you were excited to go get a plant and the people at the store are being like, "No, you don't get a plant though. You get seeds." And I'm like, "Fuck you." Like that is what it feels like when people keep being like, "No, but try this one." But it's not even a full one. Is like what it feels like when it's
Mhm.
like people are pushing you on people that you're like, but I'm feeling no excitement. And they're like, oh, it could get there. But then when it like puts it on you to grow it is like, but that's why I'm literally thinking of an analogy that's like growing. And that's what I'm trying to figure out is like, is that better? Or is that worse than if I did something like you where it's like, oh, make it something that has like literally nothing to do with growing. But
Mhm.
then I thought of, could I extend the bit and make it longer and talk about how it's almost like, oh, on the outside, they all seem like equal plants. And then when you really know the inner workings, you're like, oh, it turns out some of these plants need a lot of help.
Yeah.
And I'm like, actually, I don't want that plant. That looked really pretty. And it turns out my friend's doing a lot of work to keep that plant fucking alive.
Yes.
The plant can't even feed itself.
Well, I
That
think
plant sucks.
you need a line in there about how like you feel like certain people with dating, it's like they just meet somebody and it's just boom, instantly. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
it works. It's there. It's oh my gosh, they got engaged, they got married. Like, oh my god, it's moving and
Mm-hmm.
it just there's oh, they have a full plant right away and then your thing is the seeds. But then yes, I think it is really funny when you're like, "Oh, would I actually want this plant?" No. No, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And
I feel
maybe it would be even better if I literally did look up plants and I use a plant. God, now I'm like fucking blanking. Okay, like here's one I know that really is like no work, a snake plant, because I did get one of those in my room, and it was mainly because you barely have to water those motherfuckers, and they stay alive. So
oh,
that's a perfect example of a plant that like, oh, it turns out that plant's like no work at all, and kind of takes care of itself. That would be a
mhm.
good example of like, if your man was a snake plant, you'd be very happy with it,
What about a cactus?
or cactus, yeah.
Mhm.
That I mean, those things really need no water. If anything,
Mhm.
you over smother it, the cactus dies. If you over mother it,
I just thought I should get a cactus. I would like to have a cactus in my apartment. If you ever give me a plant, anybody, give me a
eh,
cactus. I would really enjoy that.
I think you would like a snake plant.
Okay.
Anyway.
I've never seen
But I'm
one.
like trying to think. I'm like, I don't know if what's the one? Anthonum? What are they called? People are gonna come for me. I don't know plants that well. I got to do more research for this joke.
There is something. You know what? It's going to grow. It has seeds. In the meantime, I was sitting here thinking about my like love watching couples fight in public bit. And there is something really funny about someone who like had to chat GBT what to say in the guest book. Or like, I don't know what to say. Like, what should we do here? Like, yeah.
There is
Um,
something especially satisfying when people come off as if they're very perfect.
mhm.
You know what I mean? People that have very perfect personas, and then like you catch them like slipping up like that in public, you're like, oh, this is fantastic. Like it's not. It doesn't at all feel sad to everyone else around them. I hate to say
Mhm.
that, but it is true. You're like, oh, look who fucked up. Somebody fucked up. This is great.
It is.
Where
It
like when
is.
people who really seem like they're truly struggling, you feel sad. But the
Mhm.
perfect picturesque people, everyone's like, oh, good.
I
Good.
was just
Yeah.
wondering what's going on behind closed doors because it's not. Nobody's perfect. No marriage
No.
is perfect. That sounds jaded. And I'm not trying to sound jaded. It's just like everybody has, yeah. You got to find the right plant for you, Erica.
Yes. Everyone needs to find the right
Everyone's
plan for
trying to
them.
find the
That's the
right
point.
plant for them. You know what?
Yes.
Maybe we'll find one in Ireland.
Maybe, honestly. I like an
Huh?
Irishman.
Who knows? P.S. I Love You. That was a sad movie. That was with a one Hillary Swank.
He's Irish in it? I thought he was a British
She
guy.
marries, yeah, and then I think somebody dies.
Well, I know someone dies. That is the whole movie is
It's
dead love
really
letters or
sad.
a
It's
dead scavenger
really
hunt.
sad. Yeah, a dead scavenger hunt? Oh no. But
Yeah,
it is.
which I can't remember if he knew he was sick or he's just so romantic that it was like, if I ever leave, I'll then leave you a scavenger hunt. It was very
I know.
unrealistic, I remember,
Yeah,
but
that
that's
was
every
I don't know
love
if I could
movie.
watch that again. I think that might be a little I think I got to focus on Love Island.
I'm dying for you to see Materialist because I'm just so curious what your thoughts would be on
Oh, I
it,
wonder
but
if I can watch it on the plane. No, cuz it's just out in the
it's too
theaters
new.
now. I
Yeah.
got a new pair of white ugly Hokas that are waterproof just for this trip. And they are gonna they're gonna be seen over there in
Oh,
Ireland.
yes.
Wonder how many people are gonna make fun of my shoes, but it's okay.
We'll see.
All right, everybody. Have a great week. Any feedback on thoughts about your chat GBT?
And send us any questions to standupgals@gmail.com. And a Patreon preview up next.
Woo woo.
Bye.
Bye. Trying to recover from the night before. I had a trip. Like I cleaned up in Ireland.
You did. You had a time. Teresa is what I keep saying. In my head, I keep hearing it. Teresa. Teresa.
We had I mean, if we wanna break it down night by night, we can. The one night Eric and I sat up and laughed so hard in our hotel room because Eric named each night that was Teresa's escapades. Like, the first night and this was not the goal, okay? It was not the
No.
goal to just go and, like, kiss boys, but it was kind of the goal. You know, it was,
Well,
but
I
it
mean, part of the
wasn't.
reason I picked
It's
Ireland is I thought, what a fun place to take a bunch of women that it's going to
Mhm,
be mostly single women, and you have the option to go out and have some fun if you want, whether it's
mhm.
to make out with some dudes, hook up, or just be in a bar that's lively. Because it's like that is what to do there at night. You go hit the pubs. If you'd like to hear the rest of this episode and get extra episodes every week, join the Patreon, which is patreon.com/2standupgals. Or you can also now join from the Apple Podcast app, right from your phone. You'll also get ad-free episodes of the public podcast, in addition to the extra episodes every week. So to join, go to patreon.com/2standupgals.